Nobody had an idea I was going to 147. I didn't even know. I woke up and I was 147. Damn. I am not lying. I don't got no reason to be weather right now. I woke up early in the morning and I was 147. I'm like, damn. Somebody love me. No, I was like, somebody love me, because I don't know what the hell did I even do? Well, even a champ at 140, they made me a 47 mandatory. Damn, somebody love me. Somebody in the boxing game love me.
Wow, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to tell you guys the truth on exactly what went down with Keyshawn Davis's, Jay Prince, and Shakur Stevenson, and how all their plans got blown out the window. Devin Haney called their bluff, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, I got two clips to react to you. First, I'm going to react to the one that I just showed you right now. And then I'm going to show you a clip of the WBO president, Mr. Gustavo Olivetti, who went on CIGAR Talk, hosted by NAJI, NAJI's YouTube channel. Go ahead and give him a follow. The man never copyrights the videos whenever we use them, whenever we react to them. So nothing but respect to the man. Make sure you follow him out of respect. Keyshawn Davis, in the first clip, ladies and gentlemen, said he had no idea of what was going on. He just woke up one day, and it turns out he's fighting at 147 pounds. He said he had no idea. The people had no idea. Shit, I had no idea. I just woke up one morning. Next thing you know, I'm fighting at 147 pounds. Right? He said, first of all, which, look at, I respect Mr. Gustavo Olivetti, the WBO president. He's very transparent. He'll go onto a live stream like NAJI and CIGAR Talk, where they ain't holding back on the questions. He'll even let people join up where they ain't holding back on the questions. And he answers all of them, very transparent. Seems like a very honest guy. I got respect for Mr. Gustavo Olivetti compared to the same respect that I got for Mr. Derek Peoples and Mauricio Sullivan, the IBF president and the WBC president. But I'm going to start it off like this. First off, I got to say this, bro. Out of respect, but I feel like it was wrong by the WBO to accept Keyshawn Davis's petition, Jay Prince's petition, which was used to steer away from Shakur Stevenson. The petition that was sent, even though Keyshawn Davis had never fought at 147 pounds, the 4 board members and Mr. Gustavo Olivetti, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, the people who select whether the petitions are passed in the WBO, it doesn't come down to Mr. Gustavo Olivetti unless the 4 board members can't come to a decision. So if 2 of them are going against the other 2, that's when Mr. Gustavo Olivetti comes in and makes a decision, because there's a tie. But if 3 or 4 of the board members, the 4 board members for the WBO who make the decisions on this, if 3 or 4 of them come to an agreement, it won't see the eyes of Gustavo Olivetti. He will not have, you know, a pick in it, because it was already selected overall by the board members, okay? So this is what I gotta say. I don't like the fact that they accepted that petition. You just heard Keyshawn Davis himself. You just heard him yourself say, bruh, I don't know how the hell I got that. I was gifted that. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't even been a 140-pound champion ever in my life. And now I'm just getting a 147 title shot just like that. Bruh, I got stripped of my lightweight title. I moved up. I ain't even a 140-pound champion. I wake up and boom. The dude was gifted a goddamn position that he should have never been in the first place. Now look at his ranking. Look where they have him ranked. Number 7 in the WBO rankings following everything that went down. Keyshawn Davis never deserved that position. So I got to get off that. I got to get that off my chest. That's a shame by the WBO. But ladies and gentlemen, Gustavo Olivetti, he's an honest guy. He'll answer the questions, and he'll tell you truthfully, which is what I like, all right? He's not going to try to lie to you. He's not going to try to build some type of lie. Even though sometimes, you know, some of the things he says, it's like, all right. I got respect for Gustavo, which we're going to get into right now. So first of all, that absolutely exposes that. Keyshawn Davis in that clip said he had no idea what was going on, which basically exposes that Jay Prince and Shakur Stevenson's using Keyshawn Davis as a pawn. But he's lying. He was lying, right? He was lying. He didn't know exactly what was going on. Mr. Gustavo Olivetti confirms this. In this interview with NAJI that I'm about to show you the clip of, he confirms that Jay Prince was speaking to Gustavo Olivetti before the petition was sent, and Keyshawn Davis chimed in so he could get a broader idea of how this process works. Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Jay Prince. They tried to scare Devin Haney, ladies and gentlemen. It was Jay Prince and Shakur Stevenson that used Keyshawn Davis as a pawn, but Keyshawn Davis agreed to be used as a pawn. First off, listen to what Mr. Gustavo Olivetti has to say about this.
He added the WBO, President Gustavo. He says, he told me Keyshawn Davis and Jay Prince called him and set this whole thing up. So that story about the kid not knowing what he was getting into or what was going on is far from the truth. Can you please give us some clarity on that?
Elaborate, sure. The facts, like you guys like to say, straight up facts. I received a call from Mr. Prince inquiring whether the WBO would consider Keyshawn as a former undefeated WBO lightweight champion, whether he would be considered to be installed in the ratings welterweight division and consequently be designated the mandatory. So Mr. Prince gave me a call to ask what will be the procedure from a regulatory standpoint. So I basically explained.
When did that happen?
Months ago.
Okay.
I don't recall the exact date. It was months ago.
Okay.
So when Mr. Prince calls me, I explained to him the regulatory process of what happens when a champion or an undefeated champion wants to pursue a world title in a higher or lower weight class. It has been done before. So once I received a call from Prince, he chimed in, the kid, Keyshawn, and Keyshawn wanted some clarity as to the process. So I explained to them this.
So y'all heard him. Gustavo says Keyshawn Davis chimed in. They talked about the process of how this was going to work. So basically exposes the first clip that I showed you, ladies and gentlemen, where Keyshawn Davis says he had no idea what was going on, this and that. Bill Haney came out on Twitter today, if y'all didn't see. He said he spoke to the WBO and they told him exactly what I'm telling you right now, which exposes that narrative that Keyshawn Davis was lying about. Which Gustavo Olivetti comes out and says that Keyshawn Davis did know about this, which tells me, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. Shakur Stevenson, Jay Prince used Keyshawn Davis as a pawn. Keyshawn Davis agreed to be used as a pawn. They spoke to Mr. Gustavo Olivetti to figure out how the process works. Keyshawn Davis outpriced himself. He thought he was worth more than what it eventually was. Y'all heard in the first clip saying, like, damn, I got to give this 147-pound shot. I ain't even a champion at 140 pounds. This and that. I just woke up. I had no idea that this was going on. Keyshawn Davis, capping, but the man never really wanted to fight against Devin Haney at 147 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Jay Prince and Shakur Stevenson that used this man. He agreed, thought he was going to get big bank when the fight didn't end up getting worked out. purse bid ends up going on, and he finds out he's only getting $2.1 million when he turned down a $3 million offer. The dude pulls out. He withdraws. Devin Haney called this man's bluff, bro. The whole plan absolutely ruined. They thought that Devin Haney was going to vacate his title. They thought that they had a double-barrel shotgun, like Jay Prince said, pointed at Devin Haney in the corner. They said, you got two decisions. You're either going to fight Shakur or you're going to fight Keyshawn. What you going to do? You're going to vacate your title? You're going to go fight Shakur because you don't want to fight Keyshawn. Devin Haney called their bluff and said, well, let's go then. Let's go then, fool. I don't care what they do with the purse, but pay me $6 million. I don't give a how. Let's go. I'm ready. Posting videos, looking absolutely intimidating. Keyshawn Davis got cold feet. He got cold feet and never, like I said, had the actual intentions of fighting Devin Haney at 147 pounds, was just agreeing to be part of this plan, thought he was going to get banged, didn't get banged, and said, the hell with this. I ain't doing this, bro. I'm risking everything. I will never fight Devin Haney for no $2.1 million. Never will I do that. Are you kidding me? That's too dangerous of a fight. I don't care what the reward is after. I win this fight, I get paid more in my next fight, more after that, more after that. Nah, it ain't worth it, bro. You heard Keyshawn Davis calling out Frank Martin after hearing the news that Frank Martin got signed to Top Rank, right? And that was while the ordered fight negotiations were supposed to begin. And he's over there thinking about guys like Frank Martin, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, Keyshawn Davis is absolutely exposed. Shakur Stevenson is absolutely exposed. And Jay Prince is absolutely exposed. This whole plan got absolutely blown up. They tried to plan against Devin the Dream Haney, the three of them. Keyshawn Davis agreed and ended up pulling out in the last minute and exposed all of them. Then you see Shakur Stevenson bouncing back saying, give me at 144 pounds, give me at 144. When the man was tweeting things like this. When he was saying he would fight Conor Benn at 147. Why? Because the dude was bummed. He said he will only go up and test himself against guys he knows for sure he has an advantage of or will beat in those higher weight classes. He don't want to mess with Devin Haney at 147, ladies and gentlemen. That has absolutely been exposed. We already know that. Mr. Gustavo Olivetti, the WBO president today on NAJI Cigar Talk, said that if Shakur Stevenson wants a petition to fight Devin Haney at 147, that they can. And being that Shakur Stevenson has his resumes the way that it's been, is currently a WBO champion, that'll probably get accepted. The fight is there. But Shakur Stevenson wants nothing to do with it, bro. All that shit talking for nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, the man has zero leverage now. Their whole little plan to steer Devin Haney away, he had his opportunity. And that fool said, the hell nah, just like how we did with O'Shaquie Foster. He put his little bro Raymond Ford in there. What happened? The fool was laying outside the goddamn ring like a goddamn joke and got exposed. Your guys' plan has been absolutely exposed. Let me know what you guys think. It's about 103 degrees where I'm at right now. Hella hot, bro. But y'all know we cooking, man. Y'all know we gotta cook. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out.